Hi, everyone. Welcome back to week 10. In week 10, we're going to be discussing chapter 15, which is about SEL, the ultimate reach and retention radar. There is a little acronym, so just be ready. This chapter is going to be examining and assessing how digital marketers reach and retain consumers, review social selling in an online environment, and analyzing the best practices in targeting audiences through selling. The ultimate reach and retention radar discusses 5 different aspects, and they all start with R, so it should be really easy to remember. Rapport, which is just trust. You're building rapport or building trust. Relationships, repeat, referral, and reward. The author and her team analyze how to reach audiences through search and other digital channels, but the sell element of a model addresses the idea of reaching audiences through other mediums. And this is more effective than traditional online channels and methods, such as newspapers, magazines, TV, radio ads. Sell looks at the relationship management, loyalty, referral, affiliate programs, and partnerships that can be used to generate more profit for a business. It also covers ways of generating higher returns on investment through looking after existing customers, because sometimes those people are neglected. Newer communication methods and channels such as email marketing means that marketers can send a campaign by the press of a button. We know this, right? We can send an email instantly. The consumer can then click on a link that we've included and will land on something on our website, right? Then they might inquire about a product or service, and afterwards, maybe that minute or the next day or two, they'll buy a product. We know this and we can analyze it in an instant. Businesses can start a website in less than an hour and have instant online presence. I highly recommend Wix. It's more consumer intuitive versus WordPress if you're looking for a free outlet. Social media platforms allow marketers to have real time conversations with consumers. They also help in the decision making process among the user's friends, followers, teams, and really the user themselves. Consider how social media has evolved the process. Emotionally, consumers are more connected to the brand, which is a relationship focused marketing methodology. And that's where CRM tools come into handy. So, what is social selling? Social selling is the building of relationships with targeting audiences by adding value to every stage of the customer journey to shorten the sales cycle and ultimately enhance the decision making process. Exciting aspect of social selling is that marketers never proactively sell a product or a service. They never sell it. They're not pushing it in your face. They're doing more relationship building to just kind of make sure that previous consumers, prospects understand who the brand is, understand what they have in a very subtle, personalized way. So instead, this method in the chapter uses content that centers around solving the pain points or problems of an audience. So, step one in the ultimate reach and retention radar is rapport. The first stage is to establish a brand in the business's consumer's consciousness and to build this rapport or trust. Report shows that businesses values prospects and consumers and is an effective communication principle. You have to have trust. You have to get consumers to give you reviews, to spread the word of mouth, to make sure that your business seems trustworthy. We've all dealt with kind of sketchy ads, and we're not really sure if we should buy a product or a service from these companies because they don't look very trusting and there's not that many consumer reviews. How a business and digital marketers interact with prospects and consumers to create a positive connection will enhance their experience with the brand. Look for extremely powerful methods of building rapport introduced in the social selling section. Social selling is an online marketing tool that has changed the way brands do business and interacts throughout the customer journey, life cycle, and decision making process. A little bit more on rapport. So, consumers can reach a vendor and take advice from peers or request recommendations from trusted suppliers. That is all about this whole leaving reviews, networking, figuring out, is this brand trustworthy? Should I make a huge amount of um, should I don't give them a huge amount of money to get some supplies or a service? Often marketers turn to networks rather than searching on Google. This is a form of social listening, which can reveal useful information for both parties to use in their decision making and purchase processing. Have told you like 20 million times, but I am a part of like this curly girl community, and that is part of this social listening. If the brands that were that were for curly girl hair went onto this brand, they could start targeting the people that were in that group because they would be social listening, understanding our problems. How do we get rid of frizz? What makes our curls look softer and shinier? And then they can make a product and strategically target us in a very unique way. This also eliminates the need for cold calling. Cold calling should be replaced with a two-way mutually beneficial sales method, which has revolutionized the way sales teams work and how consumers source products and services. The second step in the ultimate reach and retention plan is relationship. So, why would you network? Well, the easiest way to build meaningful relationships is to add value where the marketer can. And this can be through useful content or being an active networker who is engaged and interacts proactively. The whole approach is about getting the brand on people's radar and keeping them in front of the people through online networking. Being active in the industry's community, aka that curly girl brand, and being a part of the conversation will really help in terms of establishing the brands professionally and credibly as an industry leader. You want to be an industry leader. Even the top brands who you may not like Amazon, they're industry leaders for online organizations. Everybody uses Amazon, and they send you an email to rank their products and experience as soon as you get it. Get to know people and fact find about the brand's position to create trust and in turn, you'll get organic lead generation through networking. So basically, you're getting free lead generation. Pretty cool, right? Social network platforms such as LinkedIn are extremely effective for social selling, and research suggests that developing a more personal one-on-one relationship rather than focusing on the brand and business gives more promotion, which in turn will give you better results than your competitors. This tactic with relationships is a completely different way of marketing a business when content is being shared from industry figureheads, because figureheads are positioned as experts in the field. Consumers want to be closer to the leaders and key personnel in a business. Far more likely, people will participate in a conversation with another person as opposed to a brand. Again, author states it, I'm going to say it over and over and over. Do not be a brand, be a person talking to a person, especially online. Think about how behavior and social sites such as LinkedIn use networking, because it's far more likely that the user will connect with real people. How many of you follow brands on LinkedIn? Probably not that many. You might follow a couple, but not as many as you would a person. People will look at what people are saying, and even if the people like what they see, they're usually more connected. They will share this information. Businesses need to tell a story about their brand and their achievements through news feeds, especially on LinkedIn. It helps the audience feel like they know the brand more. The third step in the ultimate reach and retention radar is repeat. Unfortunately, some businesses, once a customer has purchased an item, the consumer is quickly neglected in favor of attracting new business, which is a horrible strategy. So then you have to get all new people, and it's super expensive. So if you just keep the business you have, it's actually a cheaper acquisition cost. On average, customers spend approximately 33% more with a business that they have bought from previously versus a first time purchase. Why would you not keep your current people? Without any further investment being required to target customers, marketing to stimulate repeat business will actually give you a higher ROI, or return on investment. Customers tend to spend more with the business that they trust. So additional benefits is that it's not only quicker to recognize revenue from purchases through a shorter sales cycle, but it's also easier to increase your average order values and purchase frequencies. Keep your people. If this can be done through opportunities to cross-sell or upsell to existing customers who have experienced the brand's products and services previously, there is less to prove from a business's point of view and less perceived risk from the customer's point of view. If they've already purchased from you, then they know you're legit and you mean what you say. a little bit more on the repeat. According to the marketing metrics, the success rate of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70% more, while the success rate is of selling to a new customer is only 5 to 20%. Really think that through. You have more than half the chance to get your old people. Tactics that encourage repeat business include keeping the brand's customers' radar up. Another one of the most successful strategies is to upsell and increase purchase frequency through case studies, testimonials, and reviews. If the brand's audiences can see the benefits of the successes from others who have worked with the brand, then there's no better social proof. You have to get reviews and referrals and all that goodness that comes from your really awesome clients. Word of mouth is like still the biggest way to market your business. A common strategy used to encourage customers to purchase again is discount offers and special customer only VIP incentives. Who is a Fabletics member? I hear a lot about things about Fabletics. However, I have signed up about 6 months ago. I love them. That is just my stance. And I am a VIP member, which means I get all the select clothing discounted, and I think it's great. I love their stuff. But I can also skip a month, and I hear that's where some issues come up. However, they have classified me as this VIP, so I get these VIP incentives, and they are keeping me as a repeat customer. Even though I say I'm skipping a month, normally I'll go back in when I get paid, and I'm like, these running shorts are so cute. I probably need them. And then they're at my door in like 3 days. The Nielsen study states that 92% of consumers trust recommendations from people that they know. So that's where social media comes into effect. I'm sure you've all seen good and bad reviews of businesses on your Facebook. Everybody's really opinionated on Facebook, and that can be really good or really bad for a business. Reviews and recommendations. So hosting reviews on a business's channel is really great, but having reviews on a channel that's not owned by the business actually adds more social proof and trust. A lot of YouTube influencers, they'll review products or services and rank these companies or brands, and that is actually one of the best ways to establish social trust and proof. An example is a recommendation on LinkedIn links back to the reviewer's profile, and the consumer can see in their own words, and it's not really written by a web editor. Videos are especially compelling, but the business needs to ensure that a brand has a storytelling approach that includes handling frequently asked questions, sales issues, objections, or obstacles when you're purchasing something. Easiest way of approaching this is to ask questions directly to the consumer to ensure that they have everything they need to know and answer these questions so the consumer will purchase something for the first time or again. Reviews are great for persuading consumers to choose a brand over competitors. If your competitor has 2 reviews and you have 100, where are you going to go? I just moved to North Carolina and I'm using Yelp like crazy. And honestly, like I rank the businesses I'm looking for. Like I have to get my new car retinted because apparently Tennessee's tint laws are a little darker than North Carolina. And I looked up window tinting and I went to the business that has the highest reviews because I trust them more. I trust other people's opinion more than I trust the businesses by themselves. So that's a really good example. And it's a personal example. Customer feedback will actually help the brand clarify and construct powerful and persuasive content marketing messages that address the reason why the brand's existing customers have converted. The 4th step is referral. So this is empowering the brand's biggest advocates in the business, customers, to proactively refer new customers to a brand in exchange for an incentive that is a highly effective strategy for a multitude of reasons. Using referral marketing can enable a brand to engage audiences that are harder to reach or convert through trusted peers in their network. Relevance of product and services have already been established by customers who are recommending the brand to fill the pre-existing needs of their friends, colleagues, or peers. According to McKinsey, a study that this person did, the referrals influence up to 50% of all purchasing decisions and generate more than 2 times the sales of paid advertising. Yeah, think about that. Incentives to customers who refer the user will actually be the brand's very own virtual sales team. Humans love sharing positive experiences. We love telling people about what we love, right? So it helps other users by giving them a gentle nudge in the referral behavior. Businesses also will do incentives on referrals. So refer a friend, get $20 off. I have again signed up for a shopping website, Stitch Fix, and as a merchandising major in undergrad, I feel like I'm betraying my inner self, but I am not exactly too thrilled to go out in the malls during the pandemic. And I also would just really like to see what they'll send me. So I'm staying up on trends, even though I'm staying at home. Um, so if I refer one of my friends or a family member, I get a $25 discount, which is actually really cool. And a lot of my friends probably would love to use that because we're so busy. I have a job with Lowe's headquarters and I have a job with ETSU. I have a dog. There's just a lot of things going on that I'm so busy. So referring somebody just like me to this company who's going to shop for me and send it to my door, I love that. A little bit more on referral. So, an example would be a point of sale. The business encourages consumers to share their latest purchase in social channels, and their friends and networks will see this. This will act as social proof and create interest from the peers. Businesses can also take it to a stage further and send referral programs or a scheme of details via emails to make it easier for users to refer friends. Even small percentages have large impact. So I refer my friends. Maybe I referred 5 friends, and that gives me $125 in referrals for my next package. That's great for me. I'm thrilled, right? The business is going to be even more thrilled if those 5 people sign up, because depending on their budget, they can spend like $500 on one package, right? So that's something to think about. Small percentages have a big impact. Social proof is imperative in establishing trust and showcasing credentials. If a brand has a good relationship with customers, then the brand can even ask the customer to set up their own reciprocal links on their websites, especially if you're an influencer or a blogger. A business might actually reach out to you to do partnerships to share their website or their products and services on your website. And the last stage is reward. Brands can give customer ratings as consumers rate businesses. It is really important for brands to reign through consumers. It's important to know who is the most profitable consumer. Not everyone will be model consumers and get high returns and demands. So don't resource a lot of efforts to the people who are kind of like dilly-dally around. Does the business have a way of scoring customers and reward the most profitable? Consider ranking customers and cluster them into segments so the business can focus on the main consumers. Using this, you can help identify key characteristics such as VIP customers, high potential customers, demanding customers, and reused or abandoned cart customers. We all have probably been one of these at every business. Looking at implementing a consumer loyalty program, it will help with repeat business and can increase your average spends and purchase frequency. You can also do this through CRM tools or customer relationship management tools, which is a technology for managing all business relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. CRM are central databases of all brands' contacts hosted online instead of keeping business cards and tons of spreadsheets on all your consumers and profiling them. The CRM tool will actually create profiles of consumers to contact, search, segment, tag, communicate, and stay connected with users easily. It follows businesses to create tasks and reminders of effective managing styles after sale and sell processes. CRM tools help customers retain instead of sending basic newsletters and email promotions. They will personalize everything. This approach ticks all the boxes in the sell and reach and retention radar strategy, from building rapport to relationships and to providing opportunity for repeat or referral businesses, and you're going to reward those people. According to Salesforce, using a CRM system will improve retention as much as 27%. Really think about that. The benefits of using a customer relationship management system: it can be used to not only find, connect with, and understand, nurture sales leads prospects, but also to maintain relationships with existing consumers through social media. It drives a positive digital and consumer support experience, building relationships and attracting testimonials and recommendations. And it increases average order value and purchase frequency. Some referral tips would also be to drive referrals at the time of purchase or onboarding. Identify opportunities for upselling and cross selling. That's really important. Keep business on consumers' radar. Build rapport, relationships, and personalized offerings using CRM tools. Offer incentives such as referrals, that $20 reward, a reward, or loyalty programs. Use inbound marketing tools and software to automate the process. And use content such as blogs, events, SEO, social media, etc. to create brand awareness and attract new business. Taglines. Taglines actually make it really easy for consumers to tell what the business does, and it's a simple referral. So I put some things over here. It kind of just like is taglines for the company. LG, life's good. Nike, just do it. It kind of gives a little insight into what the consumer wants to know about the business. So you need to focus on what the business offers in a meaningful tagline about what the problem the business is solving and the business's solution the customer will get. McDonald's, I'm loving it. GE, imagination at work. HP, Hewlett Packard, event. So it's pretty cool. Some organizations may not wish to grow the internal company and hire employees to do this, but growth can actually relate to increasing their customer database, average order value, purchase frequency, not just hiring and employing more staff or expanding operations. This is also why taglines are amazing, as a tagline can be manipulated to perfectly match the exact requirements of who the business is talking to in this list, which is clear in terms of proposition. So everything we covered in our chapter summary, we looked at reward, customer programs that retain campaigns. We also discussed reach, social selling, building rapport and relationships. We talked about refer or referrals. It's referral scheme, taglines, case studies, reviews, rating, and testimonial, as well as repeat, nurturing relationships, CRM tools, and personalizing incentives and offers. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me at any point, and I will be happy to talk to you all soon.